right, guys, I don't think there is any kind of result that could really rain on this parade. And look at it, it is a beautiful afternoon still.
Beautiful day.
We raised a trophy.
Beautiful day.
So let's keep the good vibes going.
That's right.
I'm here with some of my best friends. Look at these guys.
Scars up for good.
Look at this behind us. I love
These
this.
guys behind us. The people in the chat are going off. This is the 110 Football Instant Reaction post game, and we raised a trophy today.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about the game. With me is the normal cast of characters: Connor, Kalopsis, Philly, Scarf, and I am Vince LaRosa. And you guys are our favorite fans because you're hanging out with us.
I love it.
Anyone that can hear the sound of my voice, even if you're on the computer right now, you are welcome to join us right here outside Pepsi Plaza and outside the Scarves Up for Good.
That's right.
Which you will raise $20 each time you post that hashtag. Do not forget about that. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, which is also for Mo Fazio. That's why you're wearing that scarf.
Yep.
And that great tribute before they raised the supporter
my
shield
God.
for Mo. Got you a little choked up.
I was in tears. Look, for those of you that don't know, Mo passed away on my birthday. And I think about Mo every single time now. I'm at Banc of California Stadium, but no more so than today. An incredibly moving tribute played by LAFC before we were able to lift the shield.
I mean, without a doubt. And obviously, we saw the Supporters Shield get presented on the red carpet. And it obviously brought back a lot of memories to all of us. Watching Jimmy Lopez and Mo walk down that same path to hoist up the Supporters Shield in 2019 in the game against Houston. Very emotional day at Banc of California Stadium. And obviously that hashtag Scarves Up for Good means something. Any social media post that you put up, make sure you do that. Pepsi's willing to donate $20. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
How old are you?
Hashtag Scars Up for Good. Every tweet 5 times, at least for $100.
5 years strong, literally.
Literally 5 years strong.
As old as LAFC.
There we go. Well, if you take anything away from this, it is exactly what Philly said. Scarves Up for Good. Please use it in everything you do. And if you do that, that will make us happy.
Yep.
But what's making me super happy right now is the amount of people that are joining us behind
Welcome,
the
guys.
stage or whatever we want to call it. Right?
I love this so much.
Feels good.
You guys, is there anything that could have rained on your parade today? Are you guys all still super pumped, super stoked despite the result? You super pumped? You're ready to go? All right. They're ready for playoffs. They're ready for playoffs. But let's talk a little bit about the game. We like to do that here by doing a segment called hashtag In Our Feelings. These gentlemen each have, 5 years strong is right. These gentlemen each have 3 emojis in their hands.
Yep.
And you guys in the chat have about 1 million emojis on your keyboard. On the count of 3, I would like you to hold up the emoji of your choice of the way you felt after this match. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
What did you put?
Is all 3 of them,
Garbage?
or garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Why?
I don't.
Different
Scarf
reason.
going the controversial
We're just
route.
going to throw this game in the trash is what I mean by it. It's not that it was a bad performance.
Okay.
It's just I don't want this result to hang over our heads at all. How many shots? 30 shots today?
30 shots.
14 or 15, depending on what they call that last one on
Right.
target. It was Joe Willis versus the Volcano today. It was absolutely
Is that your movie
incredible.
reference?
That was
my
the movie.
Lord.
Okay, there we
There's
go.
your Weekend at Bernie's reference.
The guy was incredible. 14 or 15 saves. Sometimes you got to take your hat off to a keeper that has a day. We did well offensively. I loved everything we did with the ball, except for Chicho's penalty. But other than that, we just throw this game in the trash. 2 weeks, we bring home the cup soon.
Scarf, I love you, buddy. But
Yeah.
as good of a game statistically as it looks like Joe Willis had, a lot of LAFC shots went directly into the hands of Joe Willis, obviously with the exception of that Chicho Arango PK. But here's an interesting factor for you boys. And I'm going to ask you this. What is the record for most saves in an MLS game? Does anybody here in this panel know?
I dropped it before you. I dropped it before you showed up.
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
15.
But you can
No, it is not
Or
15.
16,
It is
excuse me.
16?
Yes.
Exactly. Maxime Crepeau in 2019 in a match against the San Jose Earthquakes, he had the record for 16. And another ironic part, the guy who scored the game for Nashville, Teal Bunbury, last season.
Great first name.
Yes, Teal Bunbury. That sounds. I wasn't thinking like a Dingleberry. I was thinking like a poet. But the ironic part is, a member of last season's Supporters Shield champion New England Revolution, there's a lot of interesting parodies. But one way or another, it is still a festive atmosphere at Banc of California Stadium, despite the loss, because one way or another, we are still the best in the West and still the best in MLS.
Let's go.
There you have it.
It was a record. We made it
Three
about
more
5
games.
minutes before he dropped
3
that.
more games.
did it.
3 more
3
games.
wins. MLS Cup is ours, baby.
Yeah.
So that's why both of you are still feeling.
100%. The
Yeah.
smiles on the players' faces,
Yep.
on the coaches' faces, and on the fans' faces lead me to believe that there's no other emoji that could be used today.
Okay.
the Chicho emoji. But I'm not one to keep receipts, but I will say, who is your stone cold confident penalty taker going into this match, Philly?
You know, the ironic part, look, that little stutter step pump fake thing, it really got to me because
awful.
prior to that moment, Chicho Arango was batting 1,000 for penalty kicks converted. What he was doing against Joe Willis, a guy who at that point had like 3,700 saves, it wasn't the best move. Regardless, I would still put Chicho Arango 12 yards ahead of any keeper because he's a stone-cold killer. Chicho Arango, our leading scorer, and still the highest-scoring LAFC player during a regular single season other than Carlos Vela in 2019.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, Chicho Arango. Oh,
This is now turned into the 110 football sing-along. I'm okay with that.
Karaoke, 110
I'm
football
totally okay with
karaoke.
that.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? How much do y'all love 110 football?
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
I love it.
Let's try to keep
Phil.
going through the show here.
Sorry.
Let's talk a little bit about the
I'm
game.
just as excited as they are.
We like to do a segment called Coming In Hot. It's your hot take about this. Mine will be what my pregame take was.
Yep.
As long as the team plays well, the result does not matter. And I thought for wide swaths of that match, as we've said, 30 shots on, not on target, but 30 shots, 15 possibly on target. They dominated that game except for about a 5-minute patch where the game got stretched till Bunbury scores.
Yeah.
That's all I care about, though, is the team looks good. They're creating chances. I'll take teams creating chances all day long over a team that flukes its way into a goal.
Sure.
So that is my coming in hot. I would like you guys as a panel to figure it out. And then, as you know, if you've been here before, I generally like to bring somebody to come on. I already have one guy over here. He's
got a hot take.
I've asked before.
He's got a hot
so you're
take.
coming on, but someone else wants to come on and give a hot take. You're up after him. I know you're always in, though. I gotta share the love. So let's go with you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move out of my seat.
All right, so my coming in hot is this is actually how LAFC wanted the game to go because in just 2 weeks, I believe it will be this very same Nashville team right back here at the bank because I think Walker is going to dispatch his favorite friend from Carson, Chicharito, and I think they're going to be right back here. So I think not only did LAFC play really well, but we didn't feed into the motivation of a team that can come in here and beat us because they know how well we played. And if it takes Joe Willis standing on his head to make 14 or 15 saves just to keep it 1-0 today, I can't wait to see what we're going to do to this team in 2 weeks. I love it. I love this team coming back in 2 weeks so we can layeth the smacketh down on Nashville.
If you smell what LAFC is cooking. Moving right along. If there's anything I hate more than mosquito bites and hangovers, is the LA Galaxy. But that being said,
You pronounced it wrong. It's Carson.
I mean, maybe we could call him the Carson fallacy. That's a little more apropos. But as it stands right now, the winner of the 4 and 5 seed goes on to play LAFC. And look, despite the fact that we lost 1-0 today, none of it matters because LAFC had as many shots in this game as they would within 3 games. They created several opportunities. Denny Bouanga looked good. Chicho Arango looked hungry. Carlos Vela nearly converted on several occasions. Chiellini, the backline. It all looked good. Football can be an ugly mistress. Nashville hardly sniffed Maxime Crepeau, but yet they ended up scoring a goal in the game. And that's the way it goes. But at the end of the day, if LAFC could get 30 chances with 14 shots on target, that bodes well. In a game that didn't really matter, they still really played like everything was on the line. And that really makes me feel good going in. If you would have watched the video, the Jumbotron, as the supporter shield was getting presented, one thing that stuck out to me was the look on Chicho Arango's face. Yes, it was a very festive atmosphere, but Chicho was pissed because he knows that they should have won the game, and that's the attitude. That's the pizzazz. That's the moxie I want to see out of my striker, Chicho Arango. These guys are not to be messed with, not to be contended with. I feel really freaking good about going into October 20th, fellas.
Well, we have a friend joining us here on the panel. Please introduce yourself to the audience and give us your hot take. If there's anyone else in the audience who wants to present their hot take, I would gladly give up my microphone.
All right, Jack, what do you got, bud? What's your hot take?
My name is Jack K. Miller. Hello. I think my hot take would be 14 shots on goal. We may not have scored any, but the fact that we got 14 is good going against a very good Nashville team. I think that one of their center backs,
Yeah.
Walker Zimmerman, was
Heard of him.
very good for LAFC and was one of the reasons we got our first trophy. And then I think going to goal, I think Chicho and Bouanga looked very good in the box. In the second half, for a good maybe 10-minute period, they looked very dangerous together in the box. So that's what I'd say. That's my hot take.
So you think that regardless of the result, we lost, you still think we are lethal in front of goal going into the playoffs?
Yes, I do.
There you go. He's back.
Uh-oh.
He's back. Go for it.
All right, listen. I've usually been doing it about corners or players or something. Today I'm going for the ref. Ted Uncle is the worst ref in this league.
Oh!
By far.
Ted Uncle, you suck!
Thank you.
No, look, you're absolutely right. I'm worried that this is pro officiating at its best. Can you imagine them on a bad day? I mean, this has been terrible. Game after game, haven't we seen the inconsistencies, the lack of, I'll say, marbles to be able to make that call that was clearly dog-so, denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Liam, you hit the nail on the head, bud. This refereeing is not pro.
Hot take.
Liam, that's a good segue. And I want to thank Jack and thank you, Liam, for joining in. Good segue into out cold, because my out cold is how horrible the refs have been all season.
Yeah.
And now I have zero confidence going into them in the playoffs. And this is the reason why I would prefer not to play the Galaxy, because a team that gets as many penalties as they do and with inconsistent refereeing, I don't love it.
Sure.
It doesn't give me confidence.
Sure.
I want it. It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
I know. It's
you
fate.
know it's going to
It's fate.
happen. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do exactly what we did in 2019. Crush them. Crush them in the playoffs.
5-3?
5-3. No, 5-0.
Yes.
5-0.
I like that scoring line better.
I like it.
Look, fact of the matter is that the Galaxy have looked a lot better having Ricky Puig on their team. But fact of the matter is, LAFC looks a lot better having Denny Bouanga on our team than the Galaxy looks having Ricky Puig. So having them come in to Banc of California Stadium, if they are fortunate enough to get past the next round, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be good for the ratings. It's going to be good for Major League Soccer. It's going to be good for the city of Los Angeles. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. They are not the best. But in this town, we crush them. That only makes us feel that much better. I have no problem taking on the Galaxy, because if we defeat them, that only means we get to clown on those suckers down the 110 for a couple of months. Screw the Galaxy. Bring them on.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a very good chance that game will be on the 20th.
Yes.
The 20th will probably be opening night for the Lakers. It'll also possibly be an LA Dodgers playoff game. And then considering what's going on here, LA will be the epicenter of sports.
Don't you mean New York Mets?
Get out of here.
I'm sorry, I had to throw
I definitely do not. Okay, let's move us along to Let Me Sleep on It.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect time to do it, because there's going to be a lot of sleeps before that next game. Like I said, likely the 20th, or it could be the 23rd, but I'm hearing probably the 20th. So you guys give me one thing that you will be thinking about until we show up back here again on the 20th to watch LAFC take on whoever their first round or second round playoff competitor is.
Bring the dead horse back out here so I can beat on it. Who is our PK taker? That's what I need to sleep on. And to me, it's simple. We have Captain Carlos Vela for a reason. You put number 10 on the spot, and I would rather live and die by Carlos Vela on the spot. Number 10. 5 years strong. 5 years strong of Carlos Vela doing everything that we have needed him to do almost game in and game out. Give me Carlos Vela on that spot, but I'm going to have to sleep on it a little bit. I'm going to have to sleep on it.
Okay, so Philly, you're shaking your head. You still really believe in Chicho that much that if Carlos is on the field, Chicho's taking a penalty over Carlos?
Yes, I wouldn't even blink. If I was Steve Cherundolo.
You wouldn't even blink?
No, I wouldn't even blink. Here's the deal. I thoroughly believe in what Chicho Arango can do. Yes, I love Carlos Vela. He's my all-time favorite LAFC player, and when he's gone, I'm still going to have Carlos Vela kits on my back because he is our foundation. This entire club has been built on Carlos Vela. But that being said, I've always been suspect about him taking those PKs. I've always been suspect of him looking at the keeper 12 yards in front of him. I am more confident in Chicho Arango doing it. Why? Carlos Vela has climbed on hills. Carlos Vela has climbed on mountains. Carlos Vela has been the king of this league. Chicho Arango is hungry, and he has something to prove day in and day out. That's who my PK kicker is going to be. As far as what I want to sleep on, what made me a little nervous, folks, and maybe you would have some clarification on it, 38th minute. A very odd time to make a substitution if there wasn't a card or a foul or an injury given. Carlos Vela comes out and he leaves the game. Christian Teo subs in. Carlos goes right back to the bench. He doesn't put on a penny and sit with the rest of his teammates. That makes me nervous. Why did Carlos? I understand why Carlos came out.
I mean, I can't speculate,
But, yeah, I don't wanna speculate,
You
but-
assume he felt something and he decided.
And that's what I
to call it
don't
a day.
like, because the most important factor of today's game, regardless of who won or lost, is for our boys to be healthy.
Right.
Carlos Vela is not healthy. I don't believe in this LAFC team. Carlos Vela needs to be healthy. So I'm going to sleep on the fact that I am nervous.
Okay.
I'm not going to sleep on the fact that I'm nervous about Carlos Vela's health going into the next round.
I will say in that regard, the fact that Franco Escobar was down for so long with a possible knee plus head injury, but then came back into the game, almost assisted on a goal to tie the game. That makes me happy.
Yep.
I worry about Franco's head. He's had a little bit of head trouble recently, so thank goodness that that's not the case. Connor, what are you going to be thinking about until the 20th or 23rd?
I'm going to be thinking about us winning MLS Cup every single day until October 20th. I'm not
I don't
kidding.
hate that.
3 games. Well, we're the best in, as Philly said, we're the best
Say
in
it.
the West.
Do
We're
it.
the best in MLS.
Billy,
and we're
come
going
on.
all the
He's
way.
setting up for it. You're not going to do it?
I didn't want to look. I talk a
Just
lot.
do it.
I don't want to take away from
That's fine. Do it.
You got it.
All right, you set me up. We are
Did.
what?
We're the best in the West.
And the best in MLS. That was
Supporter
fun.
Shield.
Thank you.
It's good vibes.
It is good
Result
vibes.
doesn't matter. Result doesn't matter.
No, not today.
Not today. No, the
today.
result does not matter today. And now, honestly, we're going to wrap this up a little bit early because we want to all go celebrate. But I do want to remind you guys, we're going to keep it rolling. Monday, we'll have LAFC 360 back. It'll be myself, Connor, and Max Bredos. So please make sure you join us. And I would like everybody that's here, if you could, just can you just come a little closer? Let's get all together because I want to thank all of you. First of all, I want you guys to all get on camera.
Thank you, fam.
I want to thank all of you
Shalalas.
guys that have shown up week in and week out to be a part of these instant reaction post games here. That's been incredible. This has been a great regular season.
That's right.
We'll be back for the playoffs, so remember, join us back here, that first playoff game,
Right here.
pre and post.
Right here.
And now Philly and Connor, please do the honors and take
my-
them out on
my
a sha-la-la. And I
All
think
right.
that is a great reward for all of you guys.
Shall
And
we?
again, I want to thank you guys. And I'm going to move
All
out
the
of the way
support right
so you can
behind
all-
us.
So real
you can all
quick,
be on
this is
camera,
the
go
best.
home and watch this.
Real quick, before we start the Shalalas, I want to ask all of y'all a question. And I want you to be loud and emphatic as if, like, your life depended on it. Who is the best team in Major League Soccer? All right, hang on a second. Connor, my man.
Get in the middle, bro.
Oh, where you at? I don't think y'all ready. All right. As we has become a tradition, we're gonna start something very fun on the count of 3, and we're gonna go to the right first. 1, 2, 3. Sha la 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 la. LAFC. Sha la 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 la. LAFC. A little louder. Sha la 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 la. LAFC. A little louder, and one more time. Sha la 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 la. Let's fucking go! Sha la 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 la. LAFC. Is that all you got? Sha la 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 la. I can't hear you. Like your life depends on it. October 20th, we will see you back at Banc of California Stadium. LA.